Welcome to Flourish. I'm Diane Planidin, and you're in the right place if you're ready to create an inspired life. And we do so by working on our own personal development so we can be strong role models for those we love and mentor. Today, I am just thrilled to say I have finally completed all the uploads of all the 70 plus episodes I did while I was doing my Psych 100 course at Queen's University. Because that's one of my rules. I finish what I start. And let me tell you, it's taken me a lot longer to finish what I started than I thought it would. And I had to deeply dive in. Why did it take me so long to finish? I recorded, I read, I listened to the recordings, I passed the exam. Yes, I passed the exam at Queen's University, and I'm absolutely thrilled about that one because that was a little nerve-wracking for me, by the way. And then I thought, what do I do when I really need to concentrate? What do you do? Do you meditate on it? Do you think of like one goal? I'm going to just meditate on one goal. One thing I really want to accomplish. One thing that I want my physical self, my physiology, to automatically gravitate towards. So you have to retrain your robot and develop new habits, etc. So in order for me to concentrate, and I'll give you one example because last week I talked about, acting, acting your way through things and in order to improve your memory. But the other compliment I take when I'm acting, and it depends what I'm doing, depends what I need to do. But for my French immersion language that I'm learning, yes, a new second language, I put on my thinking cap. Now it's metaphorically, of course, but what I'm doing is I'm putting on my little French beret and I'm immersing myself in the French language and I'm feeling how would the French be speaking? What does their accent sound like? Am I being over dramatic? It just makes it fun. It makes it fun and inspiring, and it just gives me a little bit of a giggle to be a little silly while I'm doing something that's actually quite serious. And I take it a little bit further. I incorporate a lot of action when I'm looking at something to learn new words, for example. Now, you may be familiar with house, la maison, but now I'm thinking about what a house looks like. But then a new word will come into my vocabulary. L'ordinateur. What is that? It's a computer. So now I'm like, I'm going to look at my computer and create that in my mind's eye because I have my thinking cap on now and I want to start thinking in French because different languages makes you feel different ways. And I just thought, wow, Halloween's coming up in Canada and masquerade balls or just even putting on a mask, you can really become a different person and you act your way through it in order to become it and start believing it. Now, this is something that can work in anything you do. I just used the French as one example. But when you're goal achieving, you want to give yourself the best possible results. And in order to be successful at that, try something different, try something new, put on a thinking cap. Listen to some meditations on if you're losing your focus, if you can't concentrate, if you're thinking like, oh, this is so overwhelming. Going out into nature, whatever it takes in order to reset that mindset. And I did listen to a really good talk by Dandapani, who is a monk, previous monk, who says, people who cannot concentrate are losing their focus because they are not climbing to the mountaintop. And I'm paraphrasing, of course. But that's where concentration is, at the peak of the mountaintop. I'm going to share with you my notes of what I'm talking about. So he says, or what I wrote down based on his talk was, for a meditation process, for a goal, you want to work on the same goal over and over again, every day, until you attain it. Because if you concentrate, you will create unwavering focus. Practice concentration by doing one thing at a time. Observation, when you reach the top of the mountain, give you perspective. So you can practice concentration by doing one thing at a time. And then your perspective will change because you will reach that peak, the top of the mountain. And he gave a really good example of how we love to go to sporting events, and maybe we're at a football game, we're in the stands, we're high enough up that we get the best perspective, right? Those are the best seats, you can see it all. And you see a play being made by your favorite player, and you're thinking, what is he doing? Doesn't he see, that guy, that gal, whoever's playing is open and ready to receive. And the quarterback can't see that person because the perspective is different. We're looking at the full spectrum of the game from up top of the mountain, right? So in order to reach that elevated perspective in your mindset, you have to practice concentration. And if that takes putting on a thinking cap because you want to immerse yourself in what you're doing, and you want to visualize that goal, and you want to focus, concentrate just on one thing, one goal each day, and play with whatever it takes to help you reach that potential, to help you reach your goal. And you will live a more inspired life. Well, if you like the show, share it with somebody you know, and we would love it if you could subscribe to the channel. We want to grow this community. I know you can watch the channel without subscribing. I do know that, but it helps others find the channel, and maybe they need a little bit of inspiration too.